Welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin enthusiast, a collector, or just curious about the value of your pocket change, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into a very specific series of U.S. coins, the Monticello Jefferson nickel series, particularly the 1987, 1997, 1999, 2000, and 2001 issues with various mint marks and their market value today. These coins are more than just part of your everyday change. They have some significant value if you know where to look, especially in very fine or high quality condition. So without further ado, let's get started. First up, we're diving into a fascinating coin that's caught the attention of collectors everywhere, the 1987 Monticello Jefferson nickel in extra good condition. If you're a coin collector or just love learning about valuable finds, you're going to want to stick around for this one. In today's video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about this special coin, from its history and design features to its value in today's market. The Jefferson nickel has a rich history, going back to 1938 when it was first introduced to replace the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, this 5-cent piece features President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his Virginia estate, on the reverse. This design has been around for decades, becoming one of the most recognized coins in the U.S. And even though it's been updated a bit, the 1987 D is a classic. So what makes the 1987 D Monticello nickel so special? Well, we have to dive a little into its specifics and what's made it a coveted item for collectors today. In terms of design, the obverse side features Jefferson's profile, while the reverse side showcases his Monticello home. A high-quality 1987 D will have crisp details, clear text, and minimal wear, particularly around Monticello's dome and Jefferson's profile. If your coin has these sharp details and is free from major scratches, it might be worth more than you think. The value of this coin. The value of a 1987 D Monticello Jefferson nickel depends a lot on its condition. Coins in circulated condition, meaning they've been used, are typically worth their face value of 5 cents. But when you find one in extra good condition, things can change quickly. In today's market, a 1987 D Jefferson nickel in excellent condition, or what collectors call or higher, can bring anywhere from $300,000 or even more, depending on its appeal to collectors. If you're lucky enough to have a 1987 D Jefferson nickel, here are some things to look for to determine its first. Check Jefferson's portrait. His cheekbones, forehead, and hairline should be free from heavy wear. Look at the Monticello building on the reverse side. Coins will have sharp details, especially around the columns and the dome. Also, inspect the edges of the coin. Any nicks, dings, or scratches can lower the value. And if your coin has a glossy, mirror-like finish, it might even be a proof coin, which was specially made for collectors and can be even more valuable. You'll have an easier time selling it to collectors or even auctioning it online. Many collectors use eBay or specialized auction houses to buy and sell coins. A coin with a high grade and clear details can really stand out. To wrap up, the 1987 D Monticello Jefferson nickel in extra good condition is definitely a coin to look out for. While most people wouldn't think twice about a nickel, collectors know that even a 5-cent coin can hold value if it's preserved well. So go through your change. Check those old jars, and who knows, you might just have a small fortune sitting in your collection. Next up, we're diving into a specific coin you may have lying around in a drawer or coin jar, the 1997 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark. This little 5-cent piece with Thomas Jefferson's iconic Monticello design on the reverse has a fascinating story, and if it's in fine condition, it might be worth more than you think. This particular coin's so interesting. We'll talk about its background, the design, the D mint mark, what fine condition really means, and of course, the current value of this nickel in today's market. Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and it's still in production today, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coin history. The iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side was designed by Felix Schlag, a German-born American sculptor. And on the reverse, we have the beautiful depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. Design has undergone some changes over the years, but the classic look of the Jefferson nickel, with Monticello on the reverse, remained until the early 2000s. The 1997 D nickel is part of that long legacy of classic Jefferson nickels and was minted at the Denver Mint, hence the D mint mark. 1997 wasn't a particularly rare year for nickels, however. There are still factors that can increase the value of this particular coin. Let's talk about the D mint mark and what it signifies. Coins from Denver are often more common than those minted in San Francisco, but are less common than Philadelphia minted coins. Still, condition plays a huge role in value, and fine condition nickels from this year can still fetch a premium. Monticello on the back is a classic design, which helps make the 1997 D. Jefferson nickel a collector's favorite, especially if it's in good shape. Even though millions were produced, finding them in higher grades can be challenging, particularly those that have been well circulated. When we talk about fine condition, we're referring to coins that still have clear details but show some signs of circulation wear. On a 1997 D. Jefferson nickel in fine condition, you'll still see Jefferson's hair, face, and coat details, and Monticello's structure will be distinct. But there will likely be small scratches, worn edges, and minor smoothing on the highest points of the design. The higher the grade, the higher the value, especially if the coin reaches grades like extremely fine or mint state. But even in fine condition, this nickel could be worth more than just face value. What is a 1997 D. Jefferson nickel worth today? Well, in average circulated condition, these nickels might be worth anywhere between 5 cents. But in fine condition or better, they can start to be worth around 15 to 25 cents to collectors. While that doesn't sound like a lot, it's a solid markup on face value for such a common coin. And for nickels in even higher grades like or above, values can jump into the range of $400,000 or more. Auctions or online coin marketplaces, you may even see graded examples of the 1997 D. Jefferson nickel in high grades reaching even higher values, sometimes around $500,000 for coins in top-tier mint state. Interested in collecting or even selling your 1997 D. Jefferson nickel, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, check for condition. Coins with sharp details and minimal wear are worth more. Second, consider getting it graded by a reputable coin grading service. If you think it's in excellent condition, this can increase its value. Also look for coins with interesting toning or particularly sharp strikes. Some errors on 1997 D nickels like die cracks or misstrikes can also increase the value, so it's worth taking a closer look. To wrap things up, the 1997 D. Jefferson nickel might make you a fortune, but in fine condition or better, it can still hold more than its face value to collectors. So go ahead, check those coin jars, pocket change, and old collections. You never know. Just find one in excellent condition. Next up, we dive deep into the world of rare and collectible coins. In today's video, we'll be talking about a coin that you might just have sitting in your pocket or spare change jar, the 1999 D. Jefferson nickel with the Monticello design. Now, you may think a nickel is just 5 cents, but believe it or not, certain versions of this coin could be worth way more to collectors. So let's go over exactly what you should be looking for and how much these nickels are worth in today's market. The Jefferson nickel series started back in 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, with Thomas Jefferson on the front and his home, Monticello, on the back. The design stayed consistent for decades, and this 1999 D nickel is part of the later years of this classic design. Mark D on your 1999 Jefferson nickel indicates it was minted in Denver, Colorado. Each mint mark can make a difference in value, so it's always worth checking. The 1999 D Jefferson nickel is known for being relatively common. Millions of these were struck, but as time goes by, coins in excellent condition become rarer. The fine condition. Considered above average for a coin that's been circulated, but if you find one in uncirculated or even near mint condition, the value can go up. The value of your 1999 D Jefferson nickel will largely depend on its condition or grade. If the coin is well worn but still has a clear design, it might be graded fine. For a coin in this grade, you're typically looking at around 5 to 10 cents, nothing too exciting, right? Find a coin in higher grades like extremely fine or circulated, the value could jump. For uncirculated 1999 D9D nickel, collectors may be willing to pay between $500,000. While that might not sound like a fortune, it's a big leap from its face value. Standard 1999 D Jefferson nickel might not be incredibly valuable. Error coins from this year are a whole different story. Keep an eye out for things like off-center strikes, double strikes, or even full steps, a term that refers to the Monticello steps being fully visible and sharply struck. Your coin worth anywhere from $600,000 or more, depending on rarity and condition. So take a close look at your 1999 D nickel. It might surprise you. The market is still strong, especially for collectors who appreciate well-preserved nickels and error coins. According to recent market data, standard 1999 D Jefferson nickels in fine condition don't go much above face value. But if you have a higher grade coin, you might see a nice return, especially for rarer varieties. Values vary depending on demand, so it's always a good idea to check recent auction listings or reach out to local coin dealers for a more accurate estimate. Coin professionally graded and encapsulated can often increase its value, especially if it's in higher condition. Just be sure to weigh the cost of grading with the potential value of your coin. You have it. While most 1999 D Jefferson nickels won't make you rich, there are definitely some out there that could be worth a nice little profit. And hey, it's always fun to look through your change. Who knows what hidden treasures you might find. Next up, the Monticello Jefferson 5-cent coin from the year 2000, featuring the iconic D Mint mark. If you're into coin collecting, this is a video you don't want to miss. We'll explore its history, unique features, and most importantly, its current market value. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, let's get into the details of this valuable coin. The stage by talking about the Jefferson nickel, which has been a part of the American currency since 1938. The 2000 version, like many other nickels from this period, features Thomas Jefferson's portrait on the obverse, designed by artist Felix Schlag. But what makes the 2000 nickel particularly interesting is the reverse design, which showcases Jefferson's plantation home, Monticello, from which the coin gets its name. This design has been used on the reverse of the Jefferson nickel since 1938, making it one of the longest-standing coin designs in American history. The Monticello reverse is a tribute to Jefferson's legacy as both the founding father and the third president of the United States. Now, as we focus on the specific 2000 Jefferson nickel we're discussing today, pay close attention to the D Mint mark. This mark indicates that the coin was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the most significant minting facilities in the U.S. The presence of the D Mint mark can affect the value of the coin, as certain mint locations can sometimes produce coins with slight variations. Before we talk about the market value, let's discuss the condition of the coin. If you're looking at a 2000 Jefferson nickel in extra fine condition, you're looking at a coin that has well-defined details, with only a slight amount of wear visible on the highest points of the design. These coins are often classified as in numismatic terms, meaning that the coin is in excellent shape for its age, but shows minimal signs of circulation. The extra fine grade places the coin in a high quality category, and this does significantly influence its value compared to coins that have been heavily circulated. The big value of this coin today. A 2000 Jefferson nickel in extra fine condition can fetch anywhere between $200,000, depending on its specific details and demand. But the value doesn't stop there. If the coin has been kept in pristine condition, especially with unique features like a full sharp strike or slight variations in the minting process, its value could be higher. As with many coins, the value of the 2000 Jefferson nickel has fluctuated over time. Collectors' interest in these coins, particularly the Monticello design and the presence of the D Mint mark, have pushed the market value up, especially in recent years. If you're wondering how to identify if your 2000 Jefferson nickel has any special variations, here are a few things to keep in mind. If you think you've found a gem in your collection, you might be wondering where to sell it. A 2000 Jefferson nickel in excellent condition can be sold through a variety of channels. You can visit online coin auctions like eBay, where you can list the coin and have it viewed by collectors around the world. Alternatively, local coin shops or dealers may be interested in purchasing your coin based on its quality and current demand. So, whether you have a 2000 Jefferson nickel in your collection or you're just discovering it for the first time, keep in mind that the condition and the mint mark play a huge role in determining its value. With coins like this, it's important to treat them carefully, store them properly, and, if needed, have them graded to maximize their value. There's always a chance that your coin could be worth more than you think, especially with the growing interest in U.S. coinage and numismatics. Next up today, we're going to dive deep into a specific coin that's been gaining a lot of attention lately: the Monticello Jefferson 5-cent 2001 P mint mark in extra fine condition. If you've got one of these hidden away in your collection, you might be sitting on a surprisingly valuable coin. Stick around, because we're going to explore its history, condition, and its current market value. First, let's talk a little bit about the coin itself. The Jefferson nickel has been in circulation since 1938, and it was designed by the famous artist Felix Schlag. The obverse front of the coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. His profile is captured in classic detail, with a strong resemblance to the reverse back of the coin is where things get really interesting when we talk about the 2001 issue. Because in 2001, the reverse of the Jefferson nickel was redesigned to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Jefferson's uprising. This redesign showcased Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia home, which was a symbol of his contributions to architecture, farming, and American independence. The reverse features a clear, detailed view of the Monticello building with the inscriptions Monticello and Monticello. This version was struck with the P mint mark, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. The coin, released in 2001, was part of the regular nickel series and was produced in massive quantities to meet the demand of the U.S. economy at the time. However, despite being produced in large numbers, some of these coins, especially in extra fine condition, are becoming highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's break down what we mean by extra fine condition, because this is really important when it comes to determining a coin's value. The term extra fine refers to a coin that shows some signs of wear, but still maintains a lot of its original detail. When we talk about a 2001 P. Jefferson nickel in extra fine condition, we're looking at a coin that has been lightly circulated. You might notice slight wear on the high points of the coin, but the overall design should still be very clear. On a Jefferson nickel in extra fine condition, the Monticello building should still have sharp detail, and Jefferson's portrait should be well defined, with minimal wear. There might be a little bit of smoothing, but it's not as worn as a coin in very fine or fine condition. You may be wondering, with so many coins minted in 2001, why are certain ones worth more than others? Well, this is where the rarity factor and condition come into play. Most of the 2001 Jefferson nickels were mass-produced, but some are harder to find in extra fine or higher grades. Coins that have been well preserved or those that show little wear can command higher prices. The P mint mark is particularly of interest because it is often associated with higher quality strikes in comparison to coins from other mints like Denver, San Francisco. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint tend to have a clearer, more distinct strike in certain years, and collectors often gravitate toward them. Additionally, for collectors, the historical significance of the Monticello reverse design makes this nickel a valuable piece to add to their collections. Monticello is not just a building, it represents Thomas Jefferson's legacy, so these coins are highly regarded by both history buffs and numismatists. So now that we've talked about the coin's history and condition, let's answer the burning question. What's the current market value of a 2001 P. Jefferson nickel in extra fine condition? As of today, in extra fine condition, a 2001 P. Jefferson nickel typically trades for about 10 to 50 cents at a basic level. However, when you start talking about coins that have been professionally graded by services like the blacksmiths, values can go much higher, especially if the coin is in superb condition. Coins that have been preserved in mint state, meaning no signs of wear and in essentially perfect condition, can be worth several dollars, even more if they have unique characteristics or are higher. So if you have an extra fine coin that has been well preserved and is part of a complete set of Monticello design nickels, it could fetch a higher premium at auction or from collectors who are looking for rare coins. In rare cases, collectors have paid $800,000 or more for a 2001 P. Monticello nickel in high-grade condition, particularly if it has been certified by a grading service. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay updated on all things numismatics. Have a coin you want me to analyze next? Drop a comment below. Until next time, happy collecting.